So Caitlin Clark was spotted last night on a Lisa Bluder Zoom call. Yeah, I don't know what it was exactly for. I think it was for... I don't even know what it was for. I've just been seeing it being sent around. I'm guessing it was... I think it was an interview. But obviously Caitlin Clark was being... she was spotted on this Zoom call. Obviously, it's nice to see Caitlin Clark with her former coach, the former coach that realistically has probably done as much for the game of women's basketball as Gina Warriema did, purely just from having Caitlin Clark. But yeah, so we have got right here. We've got Caitlin Clark right here, and even Lisa Bluder is being interviewed about it. Let's listen. Let's see what Lisa Bluder said.
Being here and not coaching.
It's very strange. You know, I got through the year really well, but being here, you know, and the adrenaline of a tournament and what that means, and this, you know, it's March and that time of year. Everybody loves that time of year, so this makes you miss it a little bit.
And how do you feel about watching Iowa tonight, and what is your expectations?
Well, I think they're going to do great. I think we've beaten Wisconsin 30 or 31 straight times, so...
Oh, don't say that, Lisa. Don't say that, Lisa. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I feel good about the game, but Wisconsin's much better. They really are. I think we only, you know, didn't beat them by that much on our home court just the last game. But it's going to be fun to watch Iowa. I'm so happy for Jan and everything that she's doing with the team. And, you know, I recruited these women, so I want them to do well.
If I were to ask you today your pick to win this tournament, who would that be?
4 in a row, baby. 4 in a row. Iowa doing it 4 times in a row.
I have to go with USC. I know that's kind of a boring, you know, one, but I mean, just because I...
Come on. Come on, Lisa. You can't not say Iowa. I'm sorry. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And to be fair, Wisconsin aren't that bad. Like, I know Iowa did destroy Wisconsin at the end of the year, but, like, they had a few okay games, didn't they? No, they really didn't. They were close enough against Ohio State. They had a few close-ish losses. No. If they lose this game, it's not going to be good, is it? It's not going to be good for Iowa.
I think that's who everybody's picking, but I do think they're probably the best team.
And are you going to catch up with Caitlin while you're here? Do you
I had dinner with her last night, so yes.
So Caitlin Clark and Lisa Bluder obviously having dinner last night. Caitlin Clark with Lisa Bluder here. And Caitlin Clark... A lot of people were wondering whether or not she was even going to be going to the game. Caitlin Clark is there supporting the Iowa Hawkeyes in their first game. Supporting the Hawkeyes in their very, very first game, which is a really interesting one. This is going to be a big game. Like, I'm going to be watching it. I got some other work to do on other channels, so I'm going to be watching the game, and I'm probably going to report on the game later today, but... And the Big Ten tournament is... I think the Big Ten tournament is going to be really interesting. I do in the women's side. Like, I think you've got Iowa who have shown that they can beat anybody. They've beat USC. And the most they've lost in a game this year. Like, the most they've lost by in a game is... 10. They lost by 10 once. Everything else has been a very close game. And, like, if you look at Iowa's run, they then face Illinois, who they're probably better than, facing UCLA, who only beat them by 1. So there is that chance that... then they play Ohio State, who beat them in overtime. So there is a chance that... they don't play Illinois. They play Michigan State. Is it crazy to take Iowa over Michigan State? The way things are going right now? Is that a crazy one to predict Iowa over Michigan State? Like, what happened when the two of them played each other this year? Like, I think Michigan State won. But did Michigan State win by 2 or something? So Iowa, obviously in their wins, they beat Minnesota, they beat Nebraska, they killed Rutgers. They lost to... Have they played? They had to have played Michigan State. They lost by 2, yeah. They lost to Michigan State by 2 points. And that was during one of their bad runs. They lost to them by 2. So I don't think it's a crazy thing to expect them, but think they got a shot. I think they got a shot to win the Big Ten tournament with Iowa. And I mean, if they can get the Caitlin Clark magic, like when the bigger the game is, the more people that are there, the more eyes there are watching the games, the better Iowa tend to be. I've watched enough of Iowa this year. Like, Lucy Olsen's really stepping up the way they've been playing recently. Like, if you're looking at how they've been playing down the stretch, and having the Caitlin Clark effect there is huge. Having the Lisa Bluder effect there is huge. Having that feel-good factor, players that are used to playing in big games, players used to playing in big arenas, players used to playing when it matters, like Furbich, like obviously a Fulter, Addie O'Grady. A lot of these players, Stolke, a lot of these players have been on big teams. They've had big runs, and now you're obviously looking at I think they're set up for a tournament run. I do. Like, they've lost 2 games, overtime and by 2 points, since when was the Washington game? January? This game was. Where can I see when this game was? Just says final. So let's just check their full schedule here. So they have lost 2 games since the 19th of January. They have gone, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and have only lost 2 games. And those 2 games, I include a win against USC. Those 2 games were against the 8 seed and the 3 seed, who are the 2 and 3 seeds in the tournament. I think with the Lisa Bluder, with the Caitlin Clark effect, we could see Iowa making a bit of a run. It's good to see Caitlin Clark back. It's good to see Caitlin Clark back with Lisa Bluder, obviously the coach that did so much for not only Caitlin Clark for the entire game. Like, she did so much for the sport of basketball by, not being Gina Auriemma. And, like, I think Caitlin Clark could have been a success if she had gone and played for Neil Ivey in Notre Dame. I think that's definite. There's a possibility there. Not even a possibility. I think there's a probability of Caitlin Clark's success if she did that. But the fact that Lisa Bluder was able to get the best out of the best out of her is massive. And it's good to see Caitlin Clark back having dinner, still around Iowa, and still an important part of that college, because in fairness, she did an awful lot for that college, but that coaching staff, the college team itself, her teammates did a lot for her as well in that. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. My next video is probably going to be a breakdown of this game, because I got a lot of other work to do. So I'll have this game on in the background, and hopefully I'm talking about Iowa getting the win with Caitlin Clark present. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.